What have you learned about what is possible in your life? Like, what's possible for you? Let's go with Grace first.
I went to a public school. I actually chose to go to a public school because I didn't want to be around like the pretentious private school kids in my area. And I was a writing center tutor, and I was exposed like I'm not gonna like lie. Not a lot of white kids needed to be tutored at my school because there were like 10% of them. Like I went to predominantly I was the minority in my school, and most of the kids I worked with, like when I was helping them write their college essays, like I really just realized like how lucky I am, like because I like went to Catholic school for middle school, and I just kind of thought like, oh, all this is like normal, like this is what everyone has, and then like I went to TC, and it was like I was like, dang, like I need to like wake up every morning and be like so grateful and like just thank my dad, because like he even though like he never really was like, oh yeah, like you can't go out of state or anything, like he was like, I'm making you apply for this scholarship, like you still need to work for like some part of it, you know what I mean? Like.
So how about somebody else? When did you first start to see what's possible in your life? What do you remember? Like, you know, we had the idea, sky's the limit, right? Like
that it was first possible when, so like we weren't always like, I guess well off because I was born in England, so when we first came here, it wasn't, I remember we lived in like a really tiny, like super shitty apartment, and, oh my God.
Yeah. That's all right. Go ahead, keep going.
All right. We lived in a really tiny, like super bad apartment, and it wasn't until like we moved and we started going on, like we never went on vacations like that. Well, my dad always tried to do like, 3-day vacations to the beach, like Ocean City or something like that, really close by. But like it wasn't until we started going on like elaborate vacations and like traveling more, which is what my dad really loves to do. It wasn't until then that I realized that I guess anything is possible. Just because I really remember like living in that condition and then going to be able to travel to like Europe and Greece. It was just like this huge.
What tells you that somebody's like in your class? Social class. Like what tells you like when you look around the room, if I start picking people out, what's going to tell you that like Abigail? See, like here are these 5 black women right here. Or these 5 white women right here, all right? Or whoever it is, Grace, right? 5 black women right here, these 5 white women over here. Like, what tells you that someone's in your class when you see them?
I think like being nonchalant about money and how much things cost. I think that's the biggest indicator.
Like you don't talk about it?
No, like you just, you don't really blink twice. Like with where I feel like I'm like borderline for this group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The mic close.
Sorry. So I have friends from like Singapore where she spent like $2,000 in a month at like the most expensive private school in the country. I think it's Masters in New York City, and like that was when she was like cut down to like 1,000. Do you know what I mean? Like that would be like, oh, like that's an indicator like this girl's rich. You know?
Yeah. Although I know there are people in the classroom who are going like, so you only spent $2,000 in a day? Okay, so they're being nonchalant about money. What else? What else do you pick out in people? Like clothes or hairstyle? Like what do you see in people that you just know?
I remember like at my high school, it's just kind of like you knew no one with a nice car that they actually paid for it. So like the kids pulling up in Audis and BMWs to school, it's like those are the really rich kids, and then like everyone else you could kind of tell.
So if you got a really, really, really nice car,
yeah, like 16 years old, if you have a nice car, you obviously didn't pay for all of it.
Right, like Abigail has the Cadillac SUV, right? Whereas, you're driving the Honda, so I could look at you, the Honda Civic, and be like, oh, maybe she paid for that. But if you're driving a Cadillac SUV, I'm like, okay, she didn't pay for that. Not at all. Anything else that you look for?
I'm gonna say something kind of weird. I kind of have stopped like because of the school I went to. I think like a lot of the white kids that I like was friends with in my freshman year, like they kind of like expected all the like like black and brown people to like not be as wealthy as them. And then like once I started like to branch out, like when I was like a tutor and when I like was doing interviews for the newspaper, I realized that like the richest kids at my school were like actually like the black kids, like, and it was crazy. And like so I've like stopped like kind of making those assumptions like based off of like, you know, how people like are groomed and dressed and stuff, and it's more like possessions, because like once like I realized that, I like would see like things I didn't see before, like you're carrying a Louis Vuitton backpack to school right now, like I like started to notice that stuff, and like I think it's like the possessions say a lot about it and the appearance says less, at least in my opinion.
So one of the things that I notice that I've been told by somebody who is really wealthy, like 10 figures wealthy, is like belts and shoes are key. Yeah. Belt is a key.
Yeah.
And shoes are key. And you just start right there. What's that? Shoes. Well, how did I know Abigail? I saw you immediately. I said, no, she's got money. What do you think I saw? Dude, what did I see? Can I ask somebody? What do you think I saw? Because I didn't look at you and say, oh, you got a lot of money. You might, but I didn't say it, right? But I saw her and I did. So what did I see? What do you all think I saw?
I think
It wasn't just luck, by the way.
I know.
Right? Yeah.
I think you saw like I don't know how to put this, but like I don't look whitewashed, but like no, not like that. You know, like I have straight hair and then like I glued my face, so like I guess I don't know how to explain it. Like I don't know.
I don't know.
It's weird.
I don't know. Dudes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's not that either. It's something else. Okay.